Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to Akemaya that push this word in truth and in sincerity. You know, some tragic shit happened, you know, in Brooklyn. I think it was Wednesday, you know, where these two assholes, these two gremlins, these two demons was right on. One demon was driving a moped, operating a moped, and the other demon was shooting in the crowd recklessly. Whoever they were shooting at, they missed. Their intended target got away. But what did happen was a 7-month-old baby got put to death. On a carnal thinking level, thinking carnally, that was tragic, you know. I mean, she's innocent, she's 7 months, she hasn't done anything in this life for her to be, you know, considered a bad person. But you gotta understand something. That 7-month-old baby has an old soul that has been here, that walked this earth numerous occasions, that's been around. That old soul been around for years, thousands of years. It's been around. So, whatever that baby did in her previous life, she appeared before the judgment seat of the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah, and received her judgment. And her judgment was to die in a brutal fashion at 7 months. By the way, 7 represents completion. The Lord is a king of terrors. The Lord is dreadful. He don't care if you 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 10 years, 15 years, 100 years. If you on his radar, he gonna whack you out. He's dreadful. That's why he's called a king of terrors. You understand? Now, these two assholes, they're gonna suffer. And they also gonna receive their judgment. Their judgment is to do life in prison without the possibility of parole, and that's gonna wind up being their tomb. Because we ain't got long. You too busy gangbanging and doing all kind of wicked, fucked up shit. You're not watching, you're not observing the times. You're not measuring the times diligently. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, because you don't know nothing, man. One was 20, one was 18. The one that's 18, his name was Michael Rodriguez. He fled the Pennsylvania like a coward, like the U.S. Marshals don't have jurisdiction over there to get him. And your face went viral on TikTok and all over social media. You don't think they're going to snatch you up? They're going to get you? Somebody going to see you and call the police on your ass? And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, man. You got to understand something, man. Social media is the new police. Social media is the new police out here, man. Your phone is a police officer because it can track your every movement, and wherever you go, it's going to ping off different towers. All police got to do is follow the, you know, the pings and place you where you at, where you was at, where the crime happened at. And there's cameras everywhere, man. But back to the little girl that perished at the age of 7 months. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? A righteous man is not going to be cut off. The Lord's not going to allow it to happen. Where were the righteous man cut off? It says, verse 8, even as I have seen, even I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Whatever you out there doing, whatever you sowing out there, you're going to reap it. Now, them two assholes that shot that little girl, they was gangbanging. 118, 120. Never even experienced life, man. And your whole life is snuffed out of your whatever life you had, because we don't have a life. We just surviving. But now your life been snuffed out because you're gonna do life in prison, and them inmates, and wherever you're gonna go in the maximum security prison system, they have TVs in their cell. Trust me, I know. Now they got phones in there. That's after I got out. I don't know about that. But the TV's in the cell, when you go watch TV, you go watch the news, that's been broadcast all over, so they already know that y'all got caught and your asses is coming in there. And the Most High is, has a sense of humor. And what I mean by that, the Lord placed, because a man's goings are of the Lord. The Most High placed that woman there with that baby, crossing the street, and at the same time that moped comes rolling up, and they stop blasting. She runs into the grocery store and find out that her daughter is bleeding from the head. They rushed to the hospital. They couldn't. She wouldn't be able to survive. She didn't survive. She died. But the Most High had it, whereas them dudes is running on a moped and got hit. They got into a crash and they flew off the moped. Both of them. One broke their ankle and was hopping around like a goddamn idiot. And the other one fled the cow and said the piss away like a coward. But they caught him. So this is back in Job chapter 4, verse 9. It says, by the blast of his nostrils, so it's like by the blast of God, which is Yahweh, they perish. Roughly paraphrasing it. It says, and by the blast and by the breath of his nostrils, I'm slacking real quick. I'm kind of driving, I'm trying to read, because I wrote some scriptures down, but I'm not trying to get into an accident because I see there's a lot of traffic. So I'm just going to wait till I get the opportunity to read it. It says, by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. So that little girl wasn't innocent. She had an old soul, and that was her judgment. And these two cats' judgment is to die in jail by the way of thermonuclear destruction, because that's gonna be their tomb. When all hell breaks loose, do you think that these police officers gonna let these people out? Hell no. Well, they may get slick and be like, okay, we'll let you out of here if you take this monitoring device, which is the RFID microchip. You take it, you good. If you don't take it, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison, which is gonna be their tomb anyway, so they ain't gotta worry about that. But yeah, man. And that guy with the gun, he was a spirit of vengeance. The Most High put the spirit of vengeance on that dude. Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There will be spirits created for vengeance. And they fury lay on sore strokes, roughly paraphrasing it. And they're going to appease and rap him that made them. Because who's the father of spirits? Yahweh. So the Most High put the spirit on them two assholes to do what they did. And at the same time, the Lord was bringing judgment on them. Because you can't do nothing in this society. Back in the 80s, it's not the 80s. Back in the 70s and the 80s, I grew up in the 80s. There was no cameras. You could do shit and get away with it. The only thing you got to worry about is the eyewitnesses. But now, cameras are the eyewitnesses. These phones are police. Social media is police, man. Because Jake is so stupid, they will post what they do on social media. That's how dumb they are. That's how dumb they are, because they don't realize they're dumb, because they're dumb. But that was the spirit of vengeance. Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There will be spirits created for vengeance, man. And, hey, that was some vengeance, man. Then you thinking on a spiritual level, that was the Most High's judgment, man. But you gotta think spiritually in matters like this, because that was a touchy situation. I'm not poking no fun or anything, because I felt sorry for the lady. 20 years old, I felt sorry for her, man. She's passing out, boiling and everything like a baby over a baby. And I can't blame her for that, man, I only can imagine how she feel right now, man. I'm not poking fun. I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm just bringing out, some scriptures pointing that if you're thinking on the spiritual, if you're thinking on the carnal level, that was wrong. That shouldn't have happened. We're thinking on the spiritual level, the Most High directed them two asshole steps to do what they did, man. And that was a spirit of vengeance on the dude that was shooting. Now, the dude that was riding the moped, he gonna get the same amount of time the dude that shot the gun. Because you accessory to murder. Right now, the dude that shot the gun is in the hospital because he fell off the moped and he got busted up. He broke his ankle. You can tell the way he was hobbling on the videos, you know. Shit is that's crazy, man. People don't realize when you do shit, people record. And not only that, you got CCTVs everywhere, cameras everywhere, man. You can't get away. You can't fart without the authorities knowing that you farted. They got face recognition. They got all that mess. You ain't doing. That's why they caught these dudes, man. That's how they find out who they were, through face recognition. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. You Jake's out here, and then Jake can't shoot, man. They shooting aimlessly in the crowd and hit a so-called innocent baby, which is not innocent because nobody is innocent in this society. Even if you a 7-month-old baby, you're not innocent because you have an old soul. You've been here before. You just lived out your punishment. You just lived out your judgment. That was your judgment. On a spiritual level, when you think that way, you know. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. I feel sorry for the parents. I feel sorry for the grandparents. Everybody weeping and wailing. But you think the Most High feel sorry? Of course not. He the one who did it. He the one who did it, man. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. The Most High did that, man. That's why you gotta fear the Most High. He's the king of terrors, man. You don't want to get on the Most High's bad side. We whack you out, man. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39, once again. See now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. There's Buddha can't deliver you out of the Lord Yahweh's hand. Jesus Christ can't deliver you out of the Lord Yahweh's hand. Allah can't. No other deity that's false can deliver you out of the Lord's hand. So if you get in this crosshairs, where he's gonna fuck you up, that's it, man. That's it, man. That's it. She didn't do anything in this society right now, and that's why you know that it's something called reincarnation. That's how you know that there's something called reincarnation. That's in the Bible, throughout the Bible, man. What did she do to deserve that judgment that came upon her? And she's only 7 months. She didn't do nothing. She could barely walk. She took her first step. She can't even talk. She mumbles, cries. Probably say mommy and daddy, dad. But she was innocent in this society right now, according to the time of life, her being 7 months. But that soul that's in her body, that new body, that's a new body. That was an old soul in a new body. And that was her judgment. A lot of you people don't understand it because you don't know the scriptures. You don't know the Most High. There's something called reincarnation. In the book of Job, I forget the scripture, it says, if a man die, shall he live again? Of course. All the days of his life, he should wait for his change, which is his new body. Through the act of sex. Two people get together, a man and a woman, have sex. The Most High put that seed in that woman, through the man, through the pleasure that comes with sleep, and a baby's conceived in that woman's womb, compacting blood for 9-10 months. Then, at the time appointed, she gives birth. And that person lives out their judgment that they've been, because everybody that paid before the judgment seat of the Most High. So you living out your judgment, because the earth is a place of judgment, man. The earth is a place of judgment. So you living out your judgment upon earth, man. There's no other way around it. You can't get around that, man. We all walked this earth before. We all been around here on numerous occasions. We all have old souls, even me. But whatever you was doing in your previous life, you're gonna be doing now. So whatever I had to have been a prophet in my previous life. So I'm doing the same thing I'm doing in this lifetime. If you a gangbanger, you're gonna be a gangbanger. You was a gangbanger in your previous life, you're gonna be a gangbanger in this life. You know the crazy thing I thought about? I'm almost at my destination. So I'm gonna close it out. You know, my cousin June, he got put to death 26 years ago. Actually, yeah, 26 years ago, 2000, March 2000. I mean, the Mossad could bring them back, that he can melt them with them nuclear missiles. A generation is from either 30 to 100 years. So, but now, people having babies, you know, I mean, rapidly. He could be back as a little baby now. Who knows? I doubt it though. I doubt it very seriously, but, you know, a couple of my homeboys, a dude that I knew since childhood, he died 32 years ago. Could he be back? He had a son. His son is grown as hell. His son got kids. His son got 2 sons. Could he be one of his sons? Coming back in the reincarnation? Who knows? But his son ain't right. His son out there running the streets, gangbanging, doing that which is wicked in the eyes of the Most High. Everybody receives judgment, man. Everybody receives judgment. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive, man. The Lord does the killing. He's the ultimate Godfather, man. The Lord does the killing, man. If he sanctions your death, that's it, man. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't care if you pray to Jesus 10 times with your holding your breath, man, till your face turn blue. That's not going to deliver you. That's not going to deliver you, man. Your people going to learn the hard way, man. Now, they're going to learn the hard way because they got a hard way to go. Because people see that shit on the news in prison. Because you can watch TV in prison, in the recreation area. Some people got, if you in a max like Clinton, you know, Comstock, which is Great Meadows Correctional Facility. If you in Attica, you got a TV in your cell. If you can afford to buy one. Back then, they was black and white. But now they probably don't, you know, got them color TVs now. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I came home in 2000, and I ain't never been back in that shit ever since, man. Because that's not a place for any man to be, man. And they're going to find out the hard way. Because they don't like baby killers in there. They don't like rapists. They don't like baby killers. They don't like child molesters. They're going to find out the hard way. They're going to be somebody's bitch. Or they might get whacked out. That might be their judgment. To go in there, receive 2 life sentences, and then get whacked out in there. Who knows? But I do know this. They received their judgment. Because they're going to jail for life. And they ain't getting around that shit. And that's going to become their tune. I'm at my destination. So like if I was ranting, like I said, I wasn't poking fun at nobody because that was a tragic thing that happened. When you, like I said, when you think about it on a carnal level, that shit is tragic. The lady was walking with her daughter, going to wherever she was going, but a man's going, once again, is of the Lord. The Most High put her in that spot, and put them people in that spot, the dudes on the mopeds, to do what they did. Shooting at somebody for God knows what, for God knows, shooting at God knows who, for God knows what, man. Missed their intended target and hit a little baby. Nobody is innocent in this life. Nobody perished being innocent. Once again, Job 4:7. Everything was choreographed and set up by the Lord, man. Because a man's goings are of the Lord, man. A man don't know his own way. The Most High directs a man's steps. And the Most High put that spirit on that woman to be at that particular spot, at that particular time, at the same time, had them dudes pass by on a moped blasting recklessly. Jake can't shoot. But while they was fleeing, the Lord had it was they got into an accident and flew off the bike. Both of them. Michael Rodriguez, which was the spick. I ain't gonna call him no Ephraimite because he's not an Ephraimite. The spick, he got up uninjured, unharmed. The coward fled to Pennsylvania. But the dude last name is Green. I don't know. I forgot his first name. He got up hobbling like an idiot because his leg, his ankle was broke. You could clearly see his ankle was broke. He went to the hospital. All the videos out there, the person of interest, they locked him up. Now he's facing first-degree murder, attempted murder, reckless endangerment, gun possession. You through, both of y'all. Nigga that was riding a moped, he gonna get the same time. I'm through rambling. Salakia for the rant. I just want to bring them scriptures out. And I feel sorry for that family. But I'm thinking on a spiritual level. That was judgment. The Most High killed 3 birds with 1 stone. Shalom.